All right. So, good evening, Long Island Nightlight listeners, or it may not be evening, depending on what time and where you are when you're checking out this interview. But welcome back to Long Island Nightlight interviews. I am Lou, um, and I'm joined tonight by the duo Who I Am Live and Thraxx from New Hampshire. I'd like to just kind of um, explain their take on music. They've got something very different going on, very interesting going on. So they are a synth and drum power duo, and they're described as a four-track surge of glam pop fire and rhythmic grit. And when we listen to their music later, you'll see that their music is true to that description. Also described as a musical unicorn on their electronic press kit that I was checking out. They have a new EP out recently called Hot Wax. And if you're searching that up, it's double T and double X with Hot Wax. So that'll make it real easy to find. There are four tracks on it that I was checking out earlier and digging and enjoying myself. So I just want to give a Long Island welcome to the folks Who I Am Live and Thraxx. How you guys doing this evening? And welcome to LINL Radio.
Doing great, doing great. Thanks for having us.
Of course, of course. Thank you for taking your time out. It seems like we're dealing with a tiny bit of a delay. So whenever I speak, I'm just going to like pause a little bit after and give a little time for your responses to catch up. It's just probably just a Wi-Fi thing here. You know how it is. So if you guys would like to just chat a little, yeah, if you wouldn't mind just chatting a little bit. I mean, I gave your introduction and everything, but just talking about maybe how you met up, how you came together. You definitely have a unique, presentation of music here. I was checking out some of the live stuff and the photos and videos on your website. But I'd like to hear from you guys as far as how Who I Am Live and Thraxx came about.
I'm Who I Am, also known as Lacey. Who I Am Live is like my what I put for Instagram, but we're basically Who I Am and Thraxx is the band name, and that's what we've released our music under. And like you said, our album EP is called Hot Wax, 2 T's, 2 X's. And we basically got started. I was doing some solo art, solo work, solo musician stuff, and Thraxx was doing what he does with other bands, which is awesome work. He'll talk about that. And cool. So I reached out to him about if he wanted to try something new and different. And like you said, it's not some other keyboards and kind of how I do the keyboards, and then a drummer who can move around and not be stuck in one style, basically.
Absolutely. I was going to compliment. I mean, I was going to comment and compliment the musical styles. I think I'm going to hold that for a little bit when we get, maybe into the tracks a little bit more specifically. But so, I mean, Thraxx, can you talk a little bit about your drumming? It seems like you're involved in a bunch of different things here.
Yeah, I'm I'm kind of involved in a lot of other bands and projects in the southern New Hampshire area. Naturally, just because I've been in and out of the scene for about 10 plus years, in between Manchester, New Hampshire, and Nashville, New Hampshire, and kind of surveyed the scene in different subgenres of different rock and different jam band scenes or rock band scenes, and there's a very broad eclectic view out here, and it's not just one canvas. It's a whole broad spectrum of different type of alternative rockers out here, and I fall into that category just because I don't like playing one style. I get bored, so I decided to try to mingle myself into different type of genres and try to put my own stamp on things. And I've known Lacey quite a few years now prior to all this, and we were kind of in a lull period and winterisms, and we're like, hey, would you consider A, B, and C? And like we jammed, not really jammed. I think our first show was just a live venture, and it worked. And we've been kind of like hitting it off ever since because of our unique style. Kind of as a collaborative effort makes sense, and it's really, really intense.
Yeah, intense, and it seems like, I mean, I just have in my notes, it seems like the live performances are energetic, to say the least. Is that a good word to describe how you guys perform live?
Yeah, a lot of people dance, and a lot of people like are, as you said, energetic. We're very not in your face, but we welcome a lot of people to break out of their shell and just have time, essentially, especially nowadays.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's what we want to do.
Oh, I'm
is
sorry.
Kind of okay. Well, yeah, we just want people to, exactly like he said, or thing that they can't let out in other places. And then between us, we give people a safe avenue to just be who they can be.
That's awesome. I enjoy that aspect of your, I guess, like I said, your perspective on music. Pardon me, I got this cough that's just agitating me. Okay, hopefully that's the last one.
It's the Canadian
Very
cough.
unseemly for a broadcast. Is that what it is? Okay. So I wanted to talk about the EP a little bit. As I was listening earlier, the 4 tracks, and correct me if I'm wrong, New Love, Glow, Moon Run, and Open Your Eyes. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I thought to myself, it seems to, and this is before we started to chat, of course, I thought to myself, I'm hearing a lot of different aspects of music from different time periods in these songs. And it seems like you're kind of going for that. I thought to myself, they're either doing this instinctively, it's kind of just coming out when they're songwriting, or they're doing it with a purpose to try to incorporate, different musical ideas from different time periods and things. But that's what I heard from it. So I'm not sure, if I'm assessing the music correctly. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'd say because of the way the keyboards are, the way I play the keyboards is I really get inside the keyboards and bring out the sounds that the keyboard has, which is a little different than, say, somebody playing a Nord and they just, turn on the Hammond and, crank out some serious, organ or like electric piano. Sure. Or something like that. I'm more like exploring everything, like all the drums and all the basses. And so some of those songs are just born because the beat and the sound just comes out of my head, and then I hear like a cool thought, like, well, this sounds interesting. Really, I don't know if it's 80s, 90s, 2000s, 70s, 60s.
Yeah,
and then
I heard some things in there
Thraxx,
that reminded me of. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up, but there were some things in.
Oh yeah,
I have to remember specifically the first or second song. I was like, it kind of reminds me of like my father's doo-wop music a little bit. There was just something in there, and I was like, that's so cool that it, the music incorporates so many different things into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's some of the, all of it really just kind of comes out, and then I'm always looking for interesting sounds. But yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, whatever styles I grew up with probably emanate into like, a musical stance, a musical foundation. And then I give,
like I said,
Thraxx adds his input, and it's like you know, then
It
it
becomes something
becomes
unique,
real.
a musical unicorn, like you said. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Yeah. And yeah, so a couple of other things. I thought that this was so cool. I'm just hoping that I'm reading this correctly. It's you guys have a flash drive with the EP with some bonus materials on it. Am I accurate with
Yeah,
saying that?
correct. Yeah.
That's an awesome
Yeah,
idea.
it's
Can you just talk a little bit about that, or?
yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's you know, we talked about it and we thought this would be an interesting way to, you know, do something different again,
I
you
actually
know.
have one.
And yeah, right. And it's like I looked around and figured out a place I could go ahead and, you know, get them with our album, you know, logo on there.
Nice and
And,
yellow too.
and
Oh yeah, no, lots
and
of
then
folks
yeah,
are,
just put it on there.
oh yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Yeah, no, folks desire
Yeah.
to have something physical, So yeah, that's
Right.
perfect. I see it.
And so appreciate it. Yeah, that's we're proud of it. We're proud of the album. We're proud of the music it's on there for sure. And
So we can go though.
we're proud that it's something different like that.
And that's available. We could go the whole way and turn it into an advertisement. And this is available on your Bandcamp, correct?
It's
Yeah, I believe so,
available
right?
on the Bandcamp, absolutely. Which you
Okay.
can also which basically takes you to my email, and I will send one to you free of charge.
Yep. Very cool.
$5,
I think that's an
but free of
awesome
charge,
idea.
no
I
shipping
think-
and handling.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That's a cool idea. And I wouldn't be surprised, if more people kind of do something like that. I hope they don't steal your idea and not give you credit for it, though.
Yeah, that's okay. We're happy for everybody to build on anything anybody sees. So that's good. That'd be great. I'm surprised that nobody really does it. So to be honest,
I haven't noticed that. I mean, perhaps, and it's not like I know what everyone's up to, but I never noticed that before. So I thought that was cool, something worth mentioning. So what's next for
Thank you.
the duo? You guys have new songs that you're working on? You got some performances coming up, or you just chilling right now? What's next for you guys?
Well, we just performed on Saturday. That was a great time. And
Cool.
we've basically been performing monthly for the last
Almost 2 years now.
2 years.
Actually, yeah,
We
2
are
years.
in our
We just
2-year
celebrated a whole
anniversary.
2-year
Yeah, we just celebrated our
thing.
2-year anniversary.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thanks. And we're really proud of like what we've done with the live and the EP. It's like you said, it's something that we can look at and go, this is different than what we see other people doing. So, maybe it'll, somebody will see and, think, see what we see, hear what we hear, because we think it's pretty good. And
Yeah, we like it.
and people, hear us live and stuff, and it's the compliments are amazing because it just takes them on a journey that they didn't expect to go to.
And it's real feedback too, in real time too. We've seen a lot of people in a real spans of time give us compliments and cheer us on, dance with us, and we've seen a multitude of different facets of people from any area that we don't really we don't know how to express ourselves besides like who we are at separately and together. So like when we see people in the crowd enjoying what we do, it just makes it that much we feed off that, and we want to keep reciprocating that as a like we want to have a good time, and we want to make you have a good time too.
Cool. Well, you folks, you certainly have a home for your music here as you continue with your journey. It's the beauty of indie, radio is, we don't have to, we don't have, you're welcome, of course. And thanks for contributing it. you don't have to conform to norms and things like that, or and I love that aspect of LINL Radio, to be able to reach into different aspects of music that are they're off the beaten track. If you want to listen to terrestrial radio for traditional stuff, then go right ahead. Get the hell out of my life and go listen to that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I
But
mean, yeah,
thank you
'cause,
so
yeah,
much though
either
for
way, I
contributing
mean,
your time.
yeah, no, appreciate
Sorry.
it.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit our signals crossed a little bit because of the delay here, so I apologize for that. Um But if you folks don't mind just hanging out for a moment after I wrap things up with the audience, that would be cool. Okay. But thank you so much to
It's
Who I
okay.
Am Live and Thraxx for joining me for a little while here tonight. If you're listening to this on LINL Radio, then stay tuned. Well, always stay tuned, because LINL Radio is 24/7 music and music content. But you want to stay tuned, because I'm going to play their entire EP that we've just been talking about, plus maybe a couple little bonus tracks after. If you're viewing this on YouTube or LionelRadio.com, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Do all those things. Make sure you check out Hot Wax, double T, double X. That makes it really easy to find. So thanks so much, guys. And like I said, if you could just hang out for a moment afterwards, I would appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay.